Tie-dye reader. The wills and the won'ts. The Wills and the Won'ts. Written by Angela Woolfe. Illustrated by Ronald Garrigue. Read by tie-dye reader Kristie. An angry old won't and a cheerless young will lived next to each other on top of a hill. They squabbled and quarreled, did nothing but fight. If one said, "It's day," the other, "It's night." "Your dog wrecked my roses. Your trees are too tall. There's one way to end this. We're building a wall." So the will took a brick, and the won't picked up 3. That fool of a will won't build faster than me. The wall went up fast till it stretched to the sky, and saucer-eyed sparrows chirped, "Wow, dudes, that's high." The wall cast a shadow that angered more wills. "It's blocking our sunlight. It's giving us chills." "Hey, don't look at me," shrugged the will at the top. "This whole thing is Won't's fault. Try making her stop." In anger and fury, with meanness and spite, a posse of wills built a new wall that night. Next morning, Won't woke to a shocking surprise. A wall around her house of phenomenal size. The Won'ts wouldn't have it. They called a town meeting. "Let's wall up those wills," they keep on repeating. "Bring plaster, bring concrete, bring mortar and grout. Our new wall will make sure they never get out." A frenzy of building new walls between cities. "More walls!" boomed the heads of the new wall committees. "The wills can't be trusted. The won'ts are a danger. The wills are all strange. Well, the won'ts are much stranger." The walls made it tricky for people to hear, so insults were guessed at and doubt became fear. And things were thrown over and signs went up too. "The won'ts are all wrong. Not as wrong, wills, as you." Now so many walls had been built to the skies that no one had noticed this sneaky surprise. The walls they'd constructed while gloating with glee were now one big wall. They couldn't get free. "We're certain," some whispered, "this wasn't the plan. But can you recall how this whole thing began?" Now, just as it happened, a hopeful young May was passing the wall on a cold winter's day. She couldn't get round it. She couldn't get in. She gazed at the sign that said, "Losers, we win." Her head didn't get it. Her heart felt quite sore. She looked for an opening, searched for a door. The more that she looked, the sight made her sick. She pushed at the wall and loosened one brick. Then what should she see as she dared to peek through? A face looking back that squealed, "How do you do?" The May gave a gasp, then shyly replied, "It's nicer to talk if we're on the same side." First silence, then softly, "That really sounds good. They say I'm a won't, but perhaps I'm a could." They moved one more brick, then 2 more, then 3. Some won'ts started watching. "What's that we can see? Through those gaps in our walls, the sky's really blue." Some wills wandered over. "We'd like to help too." And oddly, they found, though the job wasn't quick, it wasn't that hard moving brick after brick. The won'ts and the wills formed a muddled up line, and working together, they got on just fine. And even the will and the won't from the hill discovered they shared quite the wall-breaking skill. The wills and the won'ts looked around at their babies, declaring them possibles, might be's, and maybes. So the walls tumbled down, and there rose a great cheer. We're wills and you're won'ts, but we all belong here. It no longer mattered what set them apart. They realized what matters is what's in your heart. So while they still find they don't always agree, there's no wall to divide them. They'd rather be free. The wall made them small, but without it they grew. And high on that hill, what a wonderful view! Tighter reader.